Happy Friday, traders and investors. It's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap and an MJ Sector review. Today's review for Friday, August 6th. And in today's video is the main topic of the day. We're going to be discussing Bombardier Inc. stock. Also going to do the MJ video all in one. But there was a bullish pattern that confirmed here on the daily time frame from Bombardier, which was targeting $1.80. So we're going to be discussing my opinion on what the stock could see happen here in the next couple of days and weeks, and whether or not now may be a good time to start taking some profits. But not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. But before we jump in, make sure to smash the like, subscribe to the channel. As we normally do, we'll run through some news and events, and I'll put some timestamps in the description below as well. But then we'll jump into the Bombardier chart and we'll look at some analysis there. Then we'll look at the crypto, the broader market, and then the MJ space. So the Dow and the S&P 500 hit record highs after strong jobs report. So the non-farm payrolls for July came in at 943,000 versus 870 expected, and the previous reporting period was 938, so a beat there on both fronts. Also, Canada recovery continues as the country added 94,000 jobs last month. StatsCan reported on Friday in Ottawa, but economists were predicting a job gain of 150,000, so it fell well short of that estimation, and the unemployment rate fell to 7.5% from 7.8% in July. Also, U.S. crypto crackdown in Congress crosshairs. So this is something I'm going to be monitoring, and we should all be monitoring closely, as this could potentially cause another flash crash or one final push downward and capitulation bottom. I could see that happening ultimately before, say, a U.S. Bitcoin ETF gets approved. Maybe that marks the bottom. But if we see crypto regulation come in, that may cause some selling pressure. So just keep that in the back of your minds. But I am still extremely bullish. We know Google lifted the ad ban on crypto-based ads, and also today Coinbase integrates Apple Pay. So now 400 million Apple Pay users can now instantly buy Bitcoin and Ethereum on Coinbase, America's biggest crypto exchange. So I do think that the bull market is far from over. I do think we're going to be targeting 80 to 100K on Bitcoin sometime in the next 4 to 8 months. Also, not where we want to be. Canopy Growth CEO says as market share softened in Q1. So I did a video on this earlier today. You can check it out. It was about a 5-minute video on that earnings reaction. They did post EPS, but it was not from operations. So we want to see EPS positive from positive operations. They did have a loss. So a little bit of sorcery going on there, with some financial sorcery going on to make it look a lot better than it actually was. But the market did not enjoy the overall results from Kronos as well. You can check out that video for more details on that. But we'll look at that chart here in just a second. Also, Body and Mind has management agreements and option to acquire 2 Illinois entities that each win a Chicago conditional license in Illinois dispensary lottery. So stock was up over 10% from the recent low here. And this was a name that we're extremely bullish on in our group as well. But congrats to the Bulls. I actually added to that position a couple of days ago, so it ended up playing out nicely. Moving on to the BBD.B chart. So we had a daily ascending triangle that confirmed bullish. So you have that horizontal line of resistance and the upward sloping support trend line. And we ended up breaking above it. Yesterday we closed, that was 2 days ago actually was the confirmation. We closed above that resistance line, and then we had that confirmation and follow through yesterday. And we ultimately had a target of $1.80, and we got as high as $1.75. So if you're wondering, should you be taking profits? Well, it's your decision. You hit the buy and sell button, but in my opinion, not financial advice, entertainment purposes only, I would certainly be taking some profits. We did have a weekly bull flag as well. Just want to point out that the weekly bull flag confirmed, and that is targeting $2 here on that weekly bull flag. So we could be heading to $2 here. That's absolutely possible. We are extremely overbought here on the daily time frame. RSI sitting at 76, but on the weekly time frame, RSI is sitting at 87. On the monthly time frame, we're not yet monthly overbought, and we could see a monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross on the EMAs there. But we did have strong resistance there at the 150. I mentioned I did a video earlier. I said watch that 150 area. Sure enough, we got to 152, and then we pulled back to 128 for a weekly higher low. So if you would have taken that signal from my call out at $1.50, you would have been able to reload 16% cheaper. And then ultimately it was a weekly bull flag on that weekly consolidation. Didn't even test EMA 12, which has been holding for many months now. But you can see here was a weekly bull flag, so you could have reloaded 15% cheaper thereabouts, and then look to see this weekly bull flag confirm. And here we are closing right at the high of the week. A little bit of an upper wick, but near the high. On the daily time frame, we did have a little bit of an upper wick there on the daily time frame, but like I said, Target from that ascending triangle on the daily was 180, and the target from the weekly bull flag is $2, and $2 psychological should be strong resistance. Also, if we zoom out and look at the Fibonacci level here, so the 0.382 Fibonacci is at 230, and then we have our previous weekly resistance on watch as well. We had a level here at 182 and then 215. So I think we're going to see a lot of resistance here around the 180 to $2 area. And congrats to the bulls first and foremost. This is one of the most bullish names out there, one of the top gainers today. And stock has just been on an absolute tear. I know a lot of people in our group were interested in a break above $1. And then I said, watch 105. You can even set a stop buy. This was a few months ago. I said if you wanted to set a stop buy, and there was even some people in POW group who did take that trade and set a stop buy, I think for 107. So if you bought at 107, you'd be looking at about 60% of upside. So you don't always have to, to time the bottom, or there's other ways to get involved into a trade as well. And that $1 area was clear resistance, and psychologically getting over $1 was huge. And like I said, about 60% of upside. So I just want to say shout out to those in the group. Personally, not a name that I invested in, but certainly lots of opportunities. I've been playing other names for the moment, and just a lot of names to keep track of, but I know a lot of people expressing their gratitude from those call outs, and just love to see, even if I'm not making a particular trade, love to see that people are benefiting from those call outs that I made a couple of videos earlier. And that's exactly why I started this channel. That's exactly why I started POW Group, was to help as many people as possible. And I personally do not like Reddit. It's just full of toxicity, and just able to build a community around this is just super humbling, and absolutely having a blast doing it. So on the bull and bear list, we had WNRS, NEO, and Zoom, and on the bull list today we had Hood, BBD, and MVMD. Nice day there for Mountain Valley MD as well. But all about weekly EMA 12, and daily EMA 12 has been holding on Bombardier as well. So going to be watching $1.50 now, which was prior resistance. See if that ends up becoming new support here if we do start to pull back. But I wouldn't be surprised if we did top out here around $180 to $2, and then ultimately pull back down to about that $150 area and test that previous resistance and confirm a new support. So moving on, the BBD.B weekly chart, we're still extremely bullish. On the MACD stochastic, we're still well above the 10-week moving average there at 133. And on the moving averages, we're well above the weekly 150 moving average, and well above all of the daily moving averages as well. And ever since that golden cross back here at the middle of January, that was another great bullish signal to get involved as well. It's just been all bulls ever since, and then holding the 50. So the 50 down at 127. So if we do lose 150, I expect the 130 area to be strong support as well. Weekly VWAP down at 79 cents. So a long ways away. But once again, congrats to the bulls. So moving on to the crypto space. So we have a sea of green here at the moment. We have a 15-minute ascending triangle here on most names. But Ethereum hitting new higher highs, so standing out as one of our lead bulls, and XLM also standing out as one of our stronger names as well. Bitcoin confirmed a 2-day bull flag today, and ultimately target is 50K here on this bull flag confirming, but we do have a lack of resistance here on the daily time frame until 59,592. But at this point, 2-day bull flag and uptrend confirming. Need to see follow through though. But it's certainly looking like the bottom could be in for the crypto space. So it's all about 28,800. But at the moment, it is a possible monthly bear flag. So we're going to generally we want to see bear flags occur in a monthly downtrend though. So it's not your complete textbook bear flag, but something I'm keeping an eye on. We are right at that 0.382 fib of this retracement, and going to be watching very closely. All right, so taking a look at SPY. So SPY confirmed its ascending triangle as well. And we have a record daily close today, new all-time high, new record daily close, new record weekly candle close. So it's looking like we want more. And I mentioned in my video from yesterday that the target of the ascending triangle is going to be around 445. And we hit 442.94. And it's all about the weekly uptrend, weekly EMA 12. And like I said, it looks like we want more into next week. Bulls are absolutely relentless. The dollar had a strong day today, which was notable, closing near the high. And on the weekly time frame, still holding EMA 12, and just looking for that weekly higher low. We could see a potential weekly trend change here with the low, high, higher, low after having held EMA 12. So if we break 93.19 from here, that confirms a weekly uptrend. And then we're going to have our heads on a swivel to see whether or not that indicates any potential downside on the overall broader market. Tech sector today was down, daily consolidation, so a little bit weaker here. So notable that the tech sector has been weaker. Starting daily consolidation, we'll see if other names follow suit into next week. Semiconductor, ETF, daily consolidation as well, so weak right there with QQQ. Oil bouncing on the daily time frame, but did not manage to get much follow through and pulled right back. So here we are at the low of the day and huge upper wick. So we're going to be watching support here at 67.63. Gold and silver not having a good day today at all. Silver hitting a new lower low, and gold all about 1750 support here, but getting close to daily oversold on both names, taking a beating today. But all about 1750 there on gold. Biotech sector, so daily inside bar and tightening range today. XLE, one of our stronger sectors, so the energy sector, getting its daily bounce underway, helping SPY. And the financial sector, notable strength here in the financial sector. We are down to 37.50 after hours here. But at this point, XLF holding up the overall market. XLV, healthcare sector, daily inside bar holding EMA 12 with a nice lower wick there. So again, the fact that XLF was strong today, offsetting that weakness in the tech sector, helping the S&P 500 bulls. But XLF closing near the high of the day, lack of resistance now until 38.60, which is our all-time highs. And again, going to be watching to see. We know that the XLF ETF and sector has been pretty correlated to the MJ space. So we're going to see whether or not MJ has any reaction to this. Again, we know correlations come and go. They haven't been correlated that much lately, but going to keep an eye on that into next week. But that's a nice segue into CGC. So again, I mentioned yesterday that CGC it failed to close above EMA 12, which has been rejecting the price for now 38 days in a row. We failed to close above it again today, but we did have a nice lower wick there. Again, yesterday we knew that the earnings reaction likely was going to be favoring a negative reaction because of that inability to close over EMA 12. And sure enough, it was a daily inside bar and pretty much a muted reaction today. And we could see maybe next Monday, but at the moment, it's a daily inside bar, not completely game over for the bulls yet, but need to see a bull break and ultimately close over that daily EMA 12 to shift any kind of momentum back to the bulls. Cron failed to close over its EMA 12 as well. Hexo failed to close over its PFF. PFF standing out here, closing over its EMA 26 and 12. Tilray still didn't manage to close above it either. So we're going to want to see all these names close above their EMA 12s, which has been rejecting the price for many, many days and weeks now. So on the bull and bear list, we had KBEV, FAF, and RIV. On the bull list, we had N, VLNS, and CanTrust. So taking a look at MSOS in the US sector, MSOS bouncing again on the daily time frame today and daily uptrend. Nice stair step, daily higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We do have resistance coming up here at 37.79 and EMA 26 right there as well at 37.33 on deck into next week. But in terms of the bull and bear list, we had KBEV, BioHarvest, and BEV. And on the bull list, we had FLGC, TAUG, and BAM. So BAM, been mentioning this for a while, that we are holding the monthly uptrend support line. And if you're starting to enter a position now, that may not be a bad idea in my opinion. But from the low here, just off that 40 cent, so we had a 40 cent double bottom. If you would have entered off of that 40 cent support, that's about 12% of upside. So congrats to the bulls But it closed near the low of the day today, and we have a gap here at 41.5. So I wouldn't be surprised if we filled that gap and then ultimately saw some further upside from there. All right, going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ Sector review and a daily market recap. We shall see you on Monday after market close. Have a fantastic weekend.